is ABB CEO Wierod as the company wraps its Capital Markets Day. Morten, it's great to have you back on the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I do want to start with this big question, because it is dominating so much of what we're seeing and hearing across the market and across companies and industries, and that is whether there's frothiness in all of this spending that we're seeing in AI, whether the return on investment is ultimately going to be worth it, and whether all of this build out into AI infrastructure is going to be overdone. ABB is clearly well positioned to capture some of that spending. What are you seeing on the front lines right now?
Now, we see very strong activity in the data center segment. So the AI build out of new capacity is happening all over the world, of course, especially here in the United States. So we don't see any slowdown at the moment. It's more getting ready for what's to come in the next 2-3 years. And then after that, we're talking about new technology there. We are also helping companies like NVIDIA with our new architecture of these massive data centers that are being planned now. So we don't see any slowdown, but it are massive numbers and really big numbers we're talking about. So I guess that's the uncertainty that is reflecting also in today's discussion.
Yeah, and whether it's electrification, whether it's the data center opportunity, whether it's some of the other areas of industrial automation that you're focused on, what are you seeing in geographies, in different end markets across the world right now, and how reflective is the growth picture in those markets of this AI arms race?
Yeah, what we see is a massive trend towards electrification and automation overall. You know, electricity as an energy source is growing more than double the pace of any other energy source. So, and that doesn't matter if we're talking about buildings, industries, or on transportation. So that the future is clearly electric, and that goes also across the board in Americas, in Europe, and also in Asia. So these are the long-term trends. So therefore, we as a company, we are very well positioned in this market. And therefore, also we're coming up, when we had our Capital Market Day here today in New Berlin in Wisconsin, we're also talking about strong market, but also ABB as a strong company doing well over the last years. But the best is yet to come for us, because we are very confident about the market, but also our own position.
Morten, particularly in electrification, how exposed is ABB to a potential downshift, not pause, but downshift in just velocity of data center demand with everything that could happen in the global economy?
Yeah, well, data center is an important part for us. It's the fastest growing market, but we also have to recognize it is, I would say, only 7% of the overall business for ABB. So I love the data center market because it's really high growth, but it's not the only one. And all markets are really going electric these days. That means that we are able to grow strongly when we talk about power generation, the whole utility. We need stronger grids all over the world. The power grid is getting outdated and unreliable, unfortunately, too many places in the world. That's a great opportunity for us, for ABB can help with technologies there. And that is the opportunity that we have in front of us, and we want to help that whole industrialization trend that we see. That is really driven by electrification. So that is where ABB can be a major helper to make that happen.
Yeah, and of course, today you issued updated guidance. You put more detail around the restructuring of the portfolio into 3 specific areas. You're also selling your robotics unit to SoftBank. So what does that unlock?
It gives us, as ABB, a very focused portfolio now with 3 what we call business areas of ABB, with electrification, motion, and automation. Those 3 units fits very well together. So it's a focused and a streamlined portfolio that gives that long-term growth ambition that we have as a company, with 5 to 7% growth over the cycle, which is more of maybe a 10-year period. So we are very confident about the future growth, but also updated our profitability targets today, giving and increasing those from the 16 to 19 that we had in the past, now to 18 to 22% of operational EBITDA for the whole ABB group. So I believe that we are in a strong position, and as I said, the best is yet to come.